everyone, welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. Today I am at a place called Salamanca in Tasmania, and look at the building behind me, isn't it beautiful? And I thought this is a lovely place to read a book, and I'm going to read another little golden book that I found called The Tawny Kitten. Let's see. I love these books because there's no blurb, you never quite know what you're going to get. It's written by Barbara Hazen and the pictures are by Jen Flug, and aren't they cute? How cute is that kitten? Once there was a tiny tawny kitten. She had eyes the colour of bluebells, and her tail and paws were tipped with white. The tiny tawny kitten was afraid of everything. She even backed away from beetles. They don't know about anything, little kittens, do they? They're always just exploring. She leaped from her sunny windowsill whenever a large beaky-eyed pigeon decided to land on the ledge outside. When you're tiny, though, you would be scared of everything. She was even afraid of her own shadow. She jumped when she saw it moving along the garden wall. Quickly, the tiny tawny kitten scampered back to her little girl. So a little girl owns her. Silly kitten, you mustn't be afraid of everything, the little girl said. I want you to grow up to be a big, brave tiger cat, and you will someday. The tiny tawny kitten liked things that were little like herself. She liked to lap milk from a small dish. She liked to curl up in a small basket. She liked her little piece of string and her little catnip mouse. They were just right for tiny kitten games. The tiny kitten did not like big things. She did not like big boys on bikes, big yapping dogs. She did not like big trucks that hurtle down the street. Yeah, well, lots of people don't like those things, do we? The tiny tawny kitten did not even like big cats. Sometimes a fat-faced Persian named Miranda came over the wall to sun herself in the kitten's yard. Miranda had a long, feathery tail, very sharp claws, and a shrill meow. The tiny kitten did not want that fat, sassy cat to take over her yard. When Miranda was nearby, the tiny kitten hid under the hollyhocks. She did not come out even when Miranda chewed the tail off the catnip mouse. The tiny kitten was afraid. Now she's wrecking her toys. That's not kind. At night, the alley cats scrambled over the fence. They sat on the garbage cans and on the garden wall. They meowed to the moon and sang to each other. The tiny tawny kitten watched from the window. She watched the lean, lanky alley cats, the spotted meat market cat, the large grey rat-catcher cat, and the striped firehouse cat. And the tiny tawny kitten was afraid. I'd be scared of all those cats too. But the tiny tawny kitten was most afraid of old Ebenezer, the big hound that lived next door. Yeah, cats are usually afraid of dogs, although I've seen some cats terrify dogs. One day, the kitten was sitting in her yard when suddenly she heard something moving through the grass. There was Ebenezer, 3 feet away. The tiny tawny kitten was very, very frightened. She arched her back and bristled her fur. She began to hiss and spit and meow. Suddenly, an amazing thing happened. The tiny tawny kitten sprang forward and smacked Ebenezer in the face with a tiny paw. Then another amazing thing happened. Old Ebenezer yelped and ran away. I don't think she was expecting that. From that day on, the tiny tawny kitten grew braver. Ebenezer was large and noisy, yet he had run when she faced him bravely, like a real tiger cub. And that is what the tiny tawny kitten grew up to be, a big, brave tiger cat, just as the little girl said she would. And it looks like Ebenezer and the kitten became friends. Thank you for joining me on Carmen's Australian Storytime. Let's have a little look around again. This park is so beautiful. Look how big the trees are here. Isn't it nice? And that's Salamanca over there, and they have markets there. And then if you look over here, all the boats are down over there. Thank you for joining me on Carmen's Australian Storytime. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I will read to you again soon. Bye for now.